days, the very first signs of this invasive species are negligible, that humanity does not even see the big threat ahead of them. In episode number 1, we see one of the very first toilets becoming infected by this humanoid imposter being, which sings and dances by twirling around before attacking the user who was holding in with dear life, meeting his ultimate demise.
So it makes sense how they would manage to take over the world, as the song is a banger and quite hypnotizing. Soon this unidentified species is even found in urinals, which are in elevators, showing their aggressive spread and adaptation to the Earth's atmosphere, somehow moving from restrooms to elevators, trying to detach themselves from their exoskeletal shells, which they are limited to. Soon enough, these beings manage to become almost independent and march through highways, with one of them even evolving to the point of enlarging to over 10 meters in height, while the bystanders observe them in shock, unsure what they are seeing. This unfortunately ends in a tragic massacre, with many getting crushed by the moving toilet and some even being eaten by these species. Despite being successful in becoming mobile and moving outside the confines of walled-up buildings and rooms, such as restrooms and elevators, they seem to be still dependent on inhabiting toilets, unable to yet adapt to the outside atmosphere. Soon enough, the toilet-dependent species slowly take over parts of the world, with people even seen to be sat on toilets while dining in restaurants, with some visually seen to be terrified, clearly depicting they are playing along to please their new masters so they would survive. However, soon enough, with more sadistic and invasive variants of the toilets appearing, the people disappear, with beings appearing out of these toilets. As the toilets become too invasive, requiring more humans to spread, the military in desperate attempts sent all their forces to face these entities, but clearly fail as they attack more people, with some seen to be under their spell, dancing manically, with the toilets becoming larger and larger. Humans' resistance seems to be futile, as the forces of the toilet entities manage to not only kill many and defeat the army, but they even infiltrate into human minds, as seen through an episode where a DJ toilet in a horrifying scene displays how humans dance uncontrollably to the music and the songs that they play. Therefore, the reason they sing is, in a way, clarified that they have achieved the ability to mind control people through music. That's when, for seemingly the very first time, an unknown person, through his own perspective, pulls out the flush of a Skibidi Toilet and manages to defeat one of them. It appears the way to defeat these species was within them all along, to flush them and drain them out, which leads to them dying instantly outside their habitat, the toilet bowls. It seems being exposed to the outside environment leads to their instant demise. This mysterious person unfortunately is immediately faced with overwhelming retaliation, with many toilets appearing, including a very large one, who kill him for his resistance and rebellion. This is when we see the rise of the cameraman army, with humanoid beings having hits for surveillance cameras being an almost equivalent force to the powerful toilets. With the toilet race being an unstoppable force, they start reforming the society governing it, even erecting monuments paying tribute to the first toilet man who gave rise to this race. The very first cameraman battle seems to have been a failure, with them suffering severe casualties, which leads to the cameraman race utilize a more guerrilla style of warfare, vandalizing the toilet species monuments with their own logo, while they have been clearly outlawed, with one being seen to flee the toilet cups. For months, the cameraman uprising keeps on failing, standing against the powerful toilet species, with them secretly trying to destroy most influential members of the species, often infiltrating their organizations using imposters and aerial weapons, with all seeming to fail. Despite all that, the cameraman resistance doesn't seem to give up so easily, as they intend to free Earth from this invasive species. As time goes by, the mysterious cameraman army starts adapting and evolving themselves in a similar way to the toilet species, becoming larger and more powerful, starting to become an equal force, which actually begins to threaten the continuation of their invasion. The uprising seems to go very well, as many of the cameramen members simply sit and enjoy snacks while watching the Titan cameraman single-handedly decimate the most powerful members of the toilet species, apart from the G-Man toilet, or the biggest one of them, who manages to cause the Titan retreat, leading to the massacre of many smaller cameramen. The tables turn as the cameramen army take over the power, even imprisoning some smaller toilets in order to interrogate them and find the whereabouts of the G-Man toilet. But G-Man appears all of a sudden, killing the cameramen, gathering as many toilet species as he can to retaliate, leading to another great battle between the toilet and cameramen. Despite fighting with all their might, the toilet army seems to be too powerful to overcome, which in a turn of events, they regain control yet again. The cameraman army realizes that they are no match for the toilet army, especially as they start to crack down all their locations to kill them. Therefore, they decide to develop a new titan and a new race, being the speakermen, learning that the only true way of battling the singing toilets is through louder music to deafen their hypnotizing sounds. After several week-long battles, the new race of speakermen regain control, starting to crack down on the toilet gatherings and secret locations, celebrating their victorious battles with a very good outlook on the future that the human race can prevail. A new modified toilet with a normal size is seen, confidently approaching a group of cameramen and speakermen. As they try to destroy it, it displays its powerful abilities, being extremely fast and easily dismembering the group due to its fast movements. The toilets, in order to retake the power, develop special toilets known as parasite toilets, who latch onto the cameraman or speakerman and control their bodies, using them against their will to fight against their own race. That's when the toilet species manage to take control of one of the most valued and powerful members of the speaker and cameraman, the Titan speakerman, who causes great numbers of casualties and damage to the resisting army. Accompanied by the G-Man toilet, they seem to be an unstoppable force. But soon enough, they discover about the parasites and develop a weapon against them to destroy the parasites and mind-control camera and speakermen. After days on end, weeks passing, the army fails after multiple attempts to free the Titan speakerman, who is always accompanied by G-Man toilet, who cause severe casualties and destruction wherever they go. In a bloody battle with the cameraman seemingly losing severely and being at the brink of failure, a mysterious person with a TV head appears who at the switch of a button turns on a mysterious black light and immobilizes all the toilets, who even at this point have protective housings for their flushes. This powerful being allows the cameraman to flush all the toilet entities as they become unable to move. The cameraman brings along more TV men members and even a Titan one, who easily decimate all the toilets in different shapes or sizes by emitting a strange light. In order to save themselves not to be harmed, the cameramen wear a specific protective filter not to be destroyed. The TV men not only are able to incapacitate and immobilize the toilets, but they can easily detach the parasite toilets and even mind control them to fight each other. They also have the ability to emit a light which leads to the destruction of the toilets. Truly an unmatched new race which go on their way to face G-Man toilet and the mind control Titan speakerman. That's when the toilet army learns from their enemy and starts wearing filtered sunglasses which protects them from the TV men. Unfortunately, that seems to easily defend them from the extremely powerful TV men, who yet again prove to be a challenging enemy against the good forces of speaker, camera, and now TV men. Despite that, the Titan TV man, or also referred to as the Cinema Man, seems to be still an unmatched fighter, who even gets modifications, getting loudspeakers which assist them in deafening the enemies and then blinding them. This leads to the toilet army developing new members who are both deaf and blind, which means that the TV man has to physically engage with them in order to fight them, as they don't react to sound or visual stimuli any longer. After days of battling the mind-controlled Titan speaker man, proving to be the stronger one, the Titan speaker man flees the scene. The Titan TV man then faces the G-Man toilet, being very close to defeating him, but being unfairly attacked by the mind-controlled Titan speaker man. Giant spider blind and deaf toilet, few more toilets, and the G-Man toilet. He loses the battle, escaping the post-apocalyptic city, which has been destroyed in the destructive battle between the Titan TV Man and Speaker Man, teleporting yet to face them again after recovering from the damages he received in the final battle. The story ends here, with more episodes to release unveiling the outcome of the bloody war of the toilets and if humans will prevail.